That's the 10th truck today. I've got, it's 3:45. That's 10 out of here. That's the first load of logs going out of here, 10-footers. And there's still a bunch more over there. A lot of questions on what happened here. So, the truck's back up right here because you got to get to that spout. Okay, that's no 535D. They back up right here. Now, I tell them all, you can be a foot away from this chipper, and it's not hard, but it's not easy sometimes to get away from it. I'll give a truck drivers a little credit. But they've ran into this before, and Morbark put this right here. And you can't really extend it out any further because this thing's way over width anyway. So it's super hard when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now, Morbark does this multiple different ways depending on your needs. I talked to a lot of guys in Canada. They have the big spout that goes up and top loads trucks, okay? And I talked to the guys from Canada that had one, and here's the problems with theirs. Right here, your glad hands. All the truck drivers got to pull up right here and get loaded with the top loader, then keep driving, and they bust these off all the time. Them have been busted up pretty good, but fifth wheel plate hit them and smoked them. But what happened here is Chris yesterday. Now, Chris is the guy that hauled the chipper in here, so he was on a good roll. I mean, he was having a good day. He got this chipper in here, never got stuck. There wasn't a skidder here. He didn't knock the post of the gates down, which got busted off yesterday. One of them did, but not from Chris. After we got this chipper in here, a chip van smoked him. So, so Chris got this thing in here, never got stuck. And then he went and got, his van was 3/4 loaded. This is kind of on the way to the mill, so he just whipped in here to finish off his truck. What happened was this. This is how it got broke. He backed up and hit this, the lid right here. This is just the front cover. The other cover that goes right here, this is just flips up, right? The cover that goes right here, I took that back to the shop. That, he hit that and then pushed it all back, and then this battery box was over there. It just blows it off. And it didn't hurt nothing else. So I took this to the shop. You can see where the tab busted here. We're gonna make a new one. But this is what happened. They usually don't do that. The reason it did that was because he was 3/4 loaded. So he had that weight and momentum with him. So when he went to stop, it kept going, and then once it hits it hard. It's not like an empty chip van where it just bumps it and whatever. It was a 3/4 loaded, so it had weight and momentum, and that's what did it. End of the world? Certainly not. But this has been busted up a lot worse before, and oh jeepers, I can't. The worst person to bust us up was a guy that we nicknamed Cletus. Now, Cletus never worked for us. He was a subcontractor. Come to find out, like after 2 months of us calling him Cletus, his name was John, which made it laugh even harder because this guy was a riot. I mean, he would have been a YouTube hit. That guy could have a YouTube channel and have 1 million subscribers, I guarantee it. Guy was a riot. He hit this right here. Now, if you look, you see that right here? See that right there? He hit this right here just perfect and crunched it right up and bent this down. I mean, it was way down to here, and actually messed up my valve bank just a little bit, but it's since been fine. If you push this in, like, this is broke. I gotta fix this. This broke here. I gotta fix that. But like this right here is for that stiff leg. See how it sticks in? It's because it got bent. It should pop out like that, but you push it in and it stays because it's got tweaked a little bit. This one right here, just kind of a bummer deal. That's broke, but that's no big deal. And he bent that, and I had to take my bolts out. And since then, I've always left this valve bank in here loose. It's not bolted down to the frame because I don't want that to happen again. But Chris caught that there, and he didn't catch it right here like old Cletus did. Now, so hopefully that answers. The only problem is now I got garbage all in here, and you can see I got a bunch of solenoids and stuff in there. I don't need those to give me any fits because these are my spout turn, my spout deflect, my conveyor up, my fold, and my hood for my spout. Then these are all my stiff legs. So I can control all these from the cab, except for these two I can't. The hood I can't, but everything else I can control through the cab. But it goes through here too, so I don't need any of this jacked up. But they're gonna get me a hood put together, and we're gonna go from there. But it's been a day. We have been hustling, and we got out here early. Oh, jeez. I didn't record nothing because we've been so busy. I got out here early. I mean, we was cooking with gas. I was ready to cook with gas. And when we pulled it in the other day, a limb hit my one light, turned it around backwards. So actually, when I kicked my lights on, there was one light pointing straight at Tom, blinding him. He wasn't here yet, so I jumped up there, turned that light. Well, the wires had been pulled, so it shorted out. Shut off. I really didn't care because I didn't have to have that light. I just wanted to cook with gas. So, get in the cab. Truck got here, wood's all laying there, and it's beautiful. Beautiful aspen. I mean, just gorgeous chipwood. Just so my conveyor won't turn on. So I go to my pressures and it shows all zeros, which means that I obviously have an electrical problem. Instantly think of the light turning off and not working again. So there's a bunch of stack of fuses in there, and of course, mind you, it's dark out. I don't have a flashlight, so I got my phone, tried to hold it in my mouth, and pulled out the schematics for the chipper, which are like this big, like a 3 foot by 3 foot piece of paper, and try to read it at 6 o'clock in the morning. I put it back. I folded it back up nicely and put it back in the package so I didn't lose it, because I just started pulling fuse. Finally hit the burnt one. And the blown one, put a new one in there, hit the conveyor button, I pressure this. I said, yeah. Slowed me down 20 minutes. It's almost the time it took me to load the truck. That was the right get going this morning, man. So I started rolling trucks out. Mike called me and says he's bringing us pizza. You know how them bosses do that. They sweeten you up a little bit for working a little harder. So thank you, Mike. I never told him when I was here. He took off and we were all giggling and laughing because you get a bunch of us goofballs together. And he was laughing, and I never told him thank you. So thank you, Mike, for the pizza. But check, man, I'll show you. And you know what the problem is now? You all know what the problem is now, and don't act like I'm the only one that does it. I ate like 3 too many pieces. But look at, ooh, yeah. Hey now, I'll show all you guys. Yeah, cookies. He sweetened us up, but now I feel like absolute garbage because my guts are killing me. But that's been today so far. So I gotta do knives. I got a truck showing up. I'll have just enough time to change. Frost laws come on Friday and it snows out. It was snowing so bad last night taking Josh home that it's going 30 miles an hour. I could not see. Then you got people out there in California. Josh, it's 80 degrees. Thanks. Well, throw a set of knives in that chipper. Just keep rolling.